Outriders have arrived in Ribia Castile, and we're overnighting at the famous Royal Hotel of the Ribia Castile, built in 1862, pristine to this day. Let's go and have a look and see if we can find some of these guys. Entrance here. It's an absolutely beautiful hotel. Everything original. Look at the woodwork here. Friendly staff. Most beautiful. The rooms are incredible. Let's see what's through this door. Wow, I think this is the bar area. Can you believe this bar? Oh yes, Doug and Louise. Hello Dougie. Hello Louise. Caught in the Ribia Castile Royal Hotel bar. Hello. And yes, Nicholas also arrived at the bar. Just look at this. This is most beautiful. There's a cellar down here. I don't know if you can see it, but you walk over the glass in the floor. Go and check the glass in the floor there. The cellar's below. Just look there, down there. Have a look. Go out on the veranda. Ah, yes, some Outriders here. Mr. Horwitz and Mr. Trehe.
How are you, Chrissy?
How's it, guys? How's days
You're
riding?
not enjoying this spot, are you?
Oh, this is it, eh? Purple patch for me, Colin. Well done. This is the type of place that makes it for me. Old, historical, clean, functional, beautiful staff, and I think we're going to have a corker of a dinner. We've lost our heritage there.
No, I want to tell you, Chris. What I like this hotel so much is because I've got my favourite shop across the road.
And which one is that?
See what it says there? Soft serve, gelato, waffles and pancakes.
Okay. Oh yes. Can't wait until they open. I see it now. It's got your name on it. Eh? Fantastic. The route from Ribia Castile, we took the road past Tolbach towards Ceres. Very beautiful route, and then from Ceres we on the R46, which will eventually take us to the N1, almost at Touwsrivier. Beautiful route. The initial parts going up the pass towards between Tolbach and Ceres. And then the terrain changes quite a bit. It becomes a bit more arid because you're now on the other side of the mountains, more on the Klankaroo side, heading on the R46 towards Hottentotskloof Pass, the Venster Pass, and then eventually we ended up at Touwsrivier. So this is us having gone into and through Ceres, and we're now heading. Yeah, this is us.
I think we pulled off just for a second to decide on what we were going to do in Ceres.
Yeah. Approaching Touwsrivier, where we needed to fill up and maybe have a quick bite to eat.
You've got to tell us about those pancakes.
Yeah, no, look, we stopped here, filled our bikes, and we were met by the smell of thuisgebakte pannenkoek, pancakes, and so that's what we succumbed to. We
and you stood us to the pancakes.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
It was good to do. An interesting thing happened here because we were relaxing, ending off, and then some chap approached Colin and asked if we were doing the Oberg Pass to Montague, having looked at our bikes and how equipped we were, and we'd never heard of this. And Colin spoke to us, and we took a decision. The group would split,
and there you are.
Yeah, and that was us doing Oberg Pass. Oberg Pass is about 80 kilometers from Touwsrivier, and it takes you through parts of the Klein Karoo that are really remote. We might have seen 2-3 vehicles on our whole trip, and then the rest of you split and you did the tar route with its beautiful passes.
You know, I saw old Werner's View again on the Koo Valley.
The Koo Valley, yeah.
And it was spectacular. So I thought, no, I want to go and have a look at this Koo Valley.
Yeah.
Because there was a guy, I think his name was either Boot or Burger.
Burger's Pass.
Burger's Pass.
Yeah.
And he was like one of the main guys in that area for quite some time, and he sponsored a lot of stuff. He must have been a very successful farmer or something, because he sponsored the schools, from what I understand, and the shops, and the actual pass itself. I think he had something to do with that. But very interesting how you get these luminaries in certain areas that look after the area and develop the area up. And today there's a shop there, and I think it's called Burgers Bin or something like that, and you can buy anything there. It's like that famous story on Bollestol. You know what Bollestol is, Chris?
No, man. What is Bollestol?
Bollestol is what you use to clean your rifle or your handgun or something.
Oh, like
It's
hops.
it's like hops.
Okay.
But Bollestol you can use for everything.
Yes.
You can put it in your fuel tank if your engine's pinking.
Yes.
It solves that problem.
You can use it as brill cream for your hair.
Yeah, whatever.
Aftershave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you did a beautiful road there, the 318 from Toes River to Montague, and it goes through two passes, Steve?
Yep.
The Tiruk, I see, and then Burgers Pass.
Yeah.
And then you spoke about the trees there, there's a spot there.
You see these blue gum trees
The blue gums,
here that we're coming up to. Werner, I think, stopped there as well. And he was explaining about the Coup Pass and whatever.
Yeah.
Whenever I think about the Coup Pass, I think that, I don't know if you still get them, but in the old days you used to get like Coup peaches and all that kind of stuff. You still get it, I don't know.
Coup tinned fruit. And,
and it was fantastic stuff.
I think they do baked beans and everything now.
Yeah.
Veggies and everything. Yeah.
So that's, and we had a good look at this area. You can see all the farmlands down there in the valley. Beautiful.
What a beautiful valley. I mean, fruitful valley, for the lack of a different word. And I mean, there's just so much that comes from Montague. Stone fruit, all the various dried fruits.
And they've got a co-op here as well down in the valley.
Yeah. What a beautiful road. Look at that. I missed out on that day. Unfortunately, I couldn't do both. Obergpas was a fantastic experience, but then again, this is something to go back to. And it's so neat just getting off the main drag from time to time and doing these incredibly secondary routes. It just unlocks the beauty of our country.
It's absolutely magic. This is Burgers Pass.
There you go.
This is Burgers Pass.
Yeah,
where
the
we come
proper
through.
Burgers Pass, yeah.
And as you come through around the side of the mountain, there's a spectacular view. Absolutely brilliant.
Sure. Of the Montague Valley. And
yeah,
look at that. Oh, it's good footage. At least now I'm seeing Burgers Pass as well. So this was yourself, Trevor, Ada, Granville, and Graham. That's right. Yeah.
So Granville did a great job, Chris, of leading into Montague. Took us almost directly to the hotel.
Yes.
We had to make one turn, which we'll see coming up shortly. And Montague surprised me. I've never been here before. Again, a lovely little town, quite an old town from what I understand.
Yes.
And I think that the hotel was it in Church Street, I think? Was it Church Street?
I think it's Church Street. The likelihood is great that it is Church Street.
Yeah.
Because it had a long avenue showing the church at the end of it. So
I think so.
Yeah.
So we turn just to the right here and go down this little side street. And the most incredible thing is across the road from the hotel was a brewery.
We're always in luck, aren't we?
Yeah, in luck.
Yeah.
So we checked into the hotel and then popped over the road just to freshen up,
Yeah.
And then that night we went to this incredible restaurant.
Yeah, it is a beautiful restaurant. And the hotel's the Mimosa Inn. That's where we stayed. We had these guys that's the brewing company you were talking about.
Yeah, and you can
Colin
see.
and I sitting there across the road. What a beautiful hotel, friendly people, good food there as well, good breakfast. The brewery across the road.
Yeah. And then the next morning.
Yeah, the next morning there was a departure of the guys that had to head back to Cape Town, Trevor, Colin, and Graham. And then, of course, John and his friend also, they left us, they'd left us on Rivière Castile already. Yeah, that's right. And we were now heading with Granville and Haida, Nick, you and myself, we were now heading on our leg back to the wilderness.
Yes.
From Montague. So it was a great day's riding, getting back onto the R62. And working our way from Montague to Carletsdorp,
correct,
and onwards.
And I think in Carletsdorp we stopped at that restaurant, eh?
Oh, Granville knew the spot, and him and Haida took us there, and we had a lovely lunch there.
It was a nursery, I think.
Yeah,
eh?
yeah, it was a nursery lunch, lovely spot, on the R62.
All sorts. And a talking parrot.
And a parrot that wouldn't stop talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. So yeah, on this trip, we went past Barrydale, past Ronnie's sex shop. Unfortunately, we didn't stop there, Nick. He took us on about that. Worked our way to Ladysmith. From Ladysmith, past Zoar, where the famous Seweweekspoort starts, to Carletsdorp, and then from Carletsdorp to Oudtshoorn, and then from Oudtshoorn we went via George to Wilderness, where we spent the evening. So here we are stopping in Carletsdorp, local knowledge from Granville and Haida, sort of a tea garden, nursery. We had a lovely lunch there.
Very nice.
Great sandwiches. And that is our departure from Carletsdorp, heading back towards Oudtshoorn. And then from Oudtshoorn, we going to George
and Wilderness.
And then eventually Wilderness.
And Wilderness was a very nice B&B. I mean, it was incredible
B&B that we had there. It was really luxury accommodation, very friendly people.
Yeah.
A retired couple from the Eastern Cape sold off their farming enterprise, and then we went to this Italian restaurant that was recommended and booked by Haida and Granville.
This is now the next morning. We're off now to Outeniqua Pass, and then on our way right through to
Uniondale.
Uniondale and Willamore.
Back up Willamore, and then Graafrenet being our
final
destination. Yeah. So this is doing the roundabouts. Oh yes, and we mustn't forget that morning we were well received by the Schenkers for a cup of coffee and tea and some rusks, and also to see their beautiful home.
Beautiful home.
So they opened their home to us, which we really appreciated, and that was a nice departure that morning. We were there at their home at about 8 o'clock, maybe 8:30, and warm welcome, lovely to see their environment. Helps us think about them in their home when they're not with us. And then we headed out in a bit of misty and overcast conditions, which subsequently cleared on the other side of Montague Pass.
This is me negotiating this incredible pass.
Yeah, it's a beautiful pass, you know. You and I've been over it a couple of times now. We always seem to get it a bit overcast and misty, but I think that's the nature of it, you know. It's the George weather. It can change, and it can be wet in one spot and dry in another.
Yeah.
And it makes for interesting riding. You've got to bear the road conditions into consideration on every peak and every valley that you go through. You could have a drizzle here and dry tarmac around the corner. You don't know what you're going to get. So we're heading out towards Uniondale, and we saw that there's this place called the Apple Cart Farm Stall, Steve.
Yeah.
Where we stretched legs and we had some coffee, eh?
The Apple Crate.
Oh, the Apple Crate, not cart. Yes, that's right.
Yeah. And when we pulled in there was a chap that said to me, have you tried these apples? And I said, no. And he said, you've got to try the apples. Now, I didn't have a lot of packing space.
We had nothing.
Nothing. So what I did was I bought a packet of apples, took 2 out, donated the balance of the packet to whoever needed it, and brought them home. Beautiful apples.
Fantastic, man. This is at Willamore now, a bit further on, after we'd refueled.
This is our favorite garage.
Yeah, we always stop at the garage. Fueled up for quite a long stretch of road back to Graafrenet. Also spoke to some other bikers on the way in, and there were some bikers on the way out as well. But this is the last stretch to Graafrenet, where our cars and trailers were waiting for us for our last night on the road.
Yeah, we go through the town and then I think we turn right, hey?
Yes, on the exit, onto the
main road.
Onto the N9 again, yeah.
Yeah.
This is now Eastern Cape, Willamore.
You can see a difference.
Definitely drops off a bit.
You can see a difference.
Also very friendly people.
Yeah.
Towns and harmony, and yeah.
And they have some fantastic murals that somebody's drawn. I don't know if
Yes,
you can
you can see it all
on the
over
walls
town.
there.
In fact, the mural there at the garage, we hadn't seen a year ago, so
No,
it was quite recent,
they must-
2024. So yeah, we're heading towards Aberdeen now from Willamore side, and we planned also to just have some tea and coffee and maybe a bit of cake at a pad stall that is about 30 kilometers outside of Willamore towards Aberdeen. And this is it, eh, Steve?
This is it. And you know, they've got donkeys here. And they've got crows.
They've got birds,
and they've
animals.
got all sorts here.
Yeah.
It's quite entertaining, actually.
It's very entertaining.
And there's a very rustic fella that runs the place. I don't know if you remember him.
Yes, yeah.
He was sitting outside on the voorstoep.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And that was it. And then into Graafrenet.
Back into Graafrenet. This is Victoria Square bed and breakfast. We left our bikes, our trailers rather, and we're just finishing off the afternoon session of loading the bikes back onto the trailers. Actually, life is always easier when you have time.
But Chrissy, there's a couple of hours work on these bikes, I think.
I think there's definitely a couple of hours.
Yes, a few hours.
And those hours are going to require a beer and some music.
Let's get Crispy's bike. Ooh, you've done a very neat job here.
Locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded.
So, Chris, all that remains is for me to say thank you on behalf of everybody for putting this together, and to Colin, because I think you both formed a good team, putting it together and making sure that everything went like clockwork. In fact, I don't think there was one blips on the whole trip.
Well, we really are blessed, Steve. So, as always, it's the company that makes the trip. There was lots of input from everyone, you know. So we're really thankful that we've got a bunch of people, a bunch of riders that we can have such pleasure with and share such memories.